Hi.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm very well. Can you hear me well here?
Yes, for now I can. How about
Okay.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you perfectly well. It's just I don't have earphones and I'm sitting outside, so it's gonna be a chill vibe here.
I love your English. You
Thank you.
like a native speaker.
Yeah, I've uh, lots of years living abroad.
Good. And before Hong Kong, you also lived in another countries?
No, I just moved straight
Okay.
to
So
Hong Kong.
you just many years spent in
Many
Hong
years in
Kong.
Hong Kong. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, that's good to know.
Cool. Yeah, let's just and this video will be saved on your side, right? So that you can post it afterwards.
Yes, it
That's the
should
idea.
be. It should be. It should be in archive so I can post. Yes. It's my first live video. So I don't know how it will work, but I hope it will be in the best, in the for the best side. Yes, of
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. Well, we can start chatting, and because the video will be saved anyways, we can then share
Yes.
it with everyone else who couldn't join.
Yes. I want to say that I came across you. Yes, and I a little bit learned your profile, account, and I know that you are at your work, yes, as personal stylist, you are combining not only fashion and also some psychological side of it, but also you practicing sustain. I mean, you raise awareness, and maybe at your work you also, I don't know, maybe I will ask you later about this, if you
Yeah,
practice this with clients. Yes, sustainability, eco, and all this
yes, that's
direction
how we
which is
connect.
related to this topic. Yes.
Yeah, and that's how we connected. I also would be, interested for you to share more because, it's easy for me. I'm a stylist. I'm just saying, oh, this brand is good, this brand is not. But you're actually working it, and it's difficult. But yes, I feel like these days, working in fashion or any other industry, you can't really ignore the dark side of it. And fashion has a very dark side to it, especially the global corporations. And I think working with a style, like if you as a person hire a stylist, it's already a sustainable action in itself because it means that you want to be more mindful about what you wear, about how you look, because, oh, I have lots of clothes but nothing to wear. Even the sole action of working with a stylist is already more sustainable because it will allow you to understand more about your style, learn how to shop better, and stop wasting money on the stuff that you never wear, um, and choose better. But then, of course, what I want to do is I also just want to bring awareness about what is polyester. It's oil. Um, how they dye your fabrics with chemicals that poison and pollute rivers and oceans. And it's for me, it's very much not about shaming anyone into anything, because unfortunately, sustainable brands and just anything sustainable is still somewhat of a privilege. Like you might not have you might not be able to shop at the more expensive brands at all times, but also um, it's just about making more mindful choices and shop less but shop better, or maybe shop the same amount but still better. For example, I'm not a minimalist. I practice what I preach in terms of, like, I'm definitely selecting clothes mindfully and supporting local brands, supporting sustainable brands. But I love clothes. and I buy them quite a bit, but I wear them. I love them. They all feel loved, and they're all very happy in my wardrobe. I don't have, you know, like, oh, I only wear these 10 because um, actually, in our wardrobe, the Pareto law also applies, which means 20% of the effort brings you 80% of the result. We all learned it in school, I think, or in university. Same for our wardrobes. Actually, statistically, on average, we wear 20% of our clothes 80% of the time. And then other 80% of clothes is like, maybe once a year. So I try to eliminate that by just always dressing up because I like that. But yeah, so in my work, sustainability is a big part, and I always advise clients to what can be the possible alternatives to like H&M and Zara and all the well-known brands. Um, uh, how to choose fabrics better. For example, you work with linen a lot. Love this fabric. It's amazing. It's perfect for summer, but not only summer. And yeah, so there's a bunch of, as you perfectly know, there's a bunch of topics in the sustainability area. What does it mean to be a sustainable brand? But for me, I primarily focus on what does it mean to be a sustainable consumer, because I don't like the narrative of like when brands are shifting responsibility and like, oh no, you consume mindfully, but we keep on doing what we're doing. We need to call for action from big brands as well, but also we, you know, individually we can still do something, and that's what I want to do at my work to encourage people to be more mindful.
What is for you to be more mindful? And how it's different? What is difference to be more mindful and to be more sustainable? Is it for you the same, or it's different? It have some difference. How do you feel all this?
Great question. I think it's definitely intertwined. I think sustainable is very much, when we talk about fashion, sustainable is very much about like, okay, who made my clothes? Is it ethical production? What are the fabrics used? What are the colorings used? And all of these very, very important questions. And when I say mindful consumption is, yeah, okay, maybe I still go to H&M and buy a bunch of stuff there, but I know why I buy these things. I know whether they're going to match with my other items in the wardrobe. I know um, I know that, okay, I buy this t-shirt and I know why I'm not here for shopping because I'm stressed or depressed or tired. Or even if I am, I still know how to choose the items that actually will be worn and I will enjoy them. I know how to find a quality item and how to tell the difference. I understand what are the different fabrics, and I'm not saying let's never wear polyester anymore. It's almost impossible, and a little bit of polyester in garments is actually make them last longer. So polyester is not necessarily 100% evil, but you know, understanding that polyester is oil and it is polluting and it's not great, and there are many other alternatives to in terms of textiles and fabrics. But I think as a stylist, uh, as I mentioned, being mindful is knowing what suits me, knowing what I like, and knowing how to build my wardrobe in a smart way and stop wasting money at the clothes that I will never wear. And because they don't fit me, I chose the wrong size, I chose the item for someone else. We often shop for an ideal vision of ourselves. Oh, I will wear it when I will lose 10 kilos and when my baby will grow up and when I will have a new promotion. But let's start shopping for us right now in the present, and then, um, you know, it will be easier. Also, you know, finding the right cuts and fits. This all, you know, it all adds up. And I think the biggest issue as individuals we can fix on our side is to stop throwing away so many clothes, which means we can either, there are a few options. buy less, wear what you have longer, and then repurpose or upcycle or donate the items that that you know that no longer serving you. And what I'm trying to achieve is to encourage people to buy less, but not because I'm super minimalist and never buy new clothes again, but buy less just because if you know how to choose an item right, you will not need to buy so much stuff. And then make them last longer, which means there's a hashtag in Instagram, loved clothes last, like how to take care of it, how to wear it a lot in different combinations, uh, because often, oh, I have the skirt, but I don't know, I have nothing to wear it with, so now I need to go buy a top, and then for the top I need to buy new shoes.
Yeah,
Wait,
I also
let's
had this problem before.
yeah, let's stop. First of all, maybe
Mhm.
you already have a top that matches with the skirt. You just don't know that because you don't see it yet. It's much harder to. I think that working with a stylist, one of the key values is just to have a fresh eyes. First of all, fresh eyes that knows the topic, but also just like in general, a person you can step back from the wardrobe, step back from your usual outfits, and have fun and experiment. So eliminating this like, oh, I need a top for this skirt and I will only ever wear this top with this skirt. I have so many clients that saying, oh, okay, I have this combination, but I never wear those items apart. Why? Like, I'm here to shatter those stereotypes, and then um, yeah, help people to
Mhm.
buy the right things.
And what do you think? How the, or maybe not do you think, but maybe already you saw on your clients how their life changed after they worked with you, right? After you helped them to find their style, it may be unique, maybe through themselves, yes,
Yeah.
and
Um,
then to express it, and maybe you also, I don't know, if you also use this sustainability together to find their unique style, and how all this changed the client's life. Maybe you have
yeah.
some example or story, or maybe something comes to your mind.
Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. So, um, um, I almost teared up when you started because just recently, and it sounds like a perfect Instagram pitch, and like I'm coming up with that. I have a screenshot. A person, my client with whom I worked about like 9 months ago, um, she came to me because she gained a lot of weight and nothing was quite fitting her, and she literally had workout shorts and then a few t-shirts. That's it. That's all she was able to wear. Um, and she shared with me that these changes in her body were a result of some sort of depression and then some mental health
Mhm.
issues. A lot of people face that in COVID, and not only. So we worked with her. We went and we bought her a bunch of new clothes, including H&M. Like, by far, it was not only sustainable brands, but we boxed smart. We essentially bought her a whole new wardrobe for her new job and for her new body shape. Um, and then we're in touch ever since. I'm usually in touch with my clients. But then last week or 2 weeks ago, she sent me a message saying that that point of time, that work of ours, that shopping, that new wardrobe that we built together for her, helped her to start her journey to beating the depression. That
Mhm.
that was the starting point at which she felt that she can fight with it and then she can get better. um, it made me cry. I'm tearing up right now again. um, so this is a very kind of impactful
Mhm.
example, but in general, one of my favorite phrases and quotes from a very famous stylist, um, a style is a way to I can't. I can't exactly remember that right now, but essentially our clothes and our look speaks even when we are silent. Do we want it or we don't? It can be superficial, it can be seen as fake or whatever. People judge us by the way we look. And there is a certain message we will be sending with our outfit and with our whole um, look, whether we want it or not. And it can have a profound impact on how you build your career, uh, on your goals, on your uh, um, personal confidence and love to yourself. Um, and I can see it with pretty much any of my clients and with myself. Um, so I think this is the key value and key difference that working with your wardrobe can have, because I explain it in a way every morning, no matter are we a morning person or we like to wake up later, do we like to work out in the morning or like to stay in bed, you know, we all have different morning habits. There's one thing we all do: we wake up, we open the wardrobe at some point, and we put on clothes. So you can either start this morning and this routine and make yourself happy because you open your wardrobe, you like your clothes, you know that you will look great in them, or you can open your wardrobe and be like, oh, I look fat. This top makes my arm look weird. No, I will not wear this top. And then this skirt is a bit too tight here, or whatever the issue that you are experiencing with your clothes. It's not necessarily about weight. It's just the easiest example. So why would you keep on choosing having a bad mood every morning when you can just, you know, figure it out? And that's why, for example, I love your clothes so much, because they're just so summery and the colors are so beautiful. Um, just having something like that in my wardrobe would make me smile for sure.
Thank
And
you so much.
and actually, can I ask you, so you know, how you came around to building your brand, because that's a big step, and what you do, sort of custom made to order, is a lot of work. So I'll be very interested to learn more about that.
Mhm, mhm. Yes, sure. How I came to this? Maybe because the question was first question. That's who I am, who I'm truly are. Yes, and maybe this was my first question to myself. Of course, it was the whole path of it. But yes, and then what is my interest and what inspire me, truly
Yeah.
inspire me, those honest questions to myself, to find this, you know, my uniqueness and what's really who I am and what really inspires me, help
Yeah.
me to understand that, in fact, office work as I had before in Hong Kong, in corporate services and company setup, it's not that truly inspire me, but inspire me to create beauty around me, to create you know, happiness around me, and to create emotional state, because through clothing I because clothing is just a tool for me to express my values. My values are also freedom, you know, lightness, this feminine lightness, and this, you know, feminine lightness. I mean, because for me, femininity, it's also this lightness and freedom to express your
Yeah.
unique
Yeah.
feminine, you know, side.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So this I express through the clothing, and my values also, it's all nature, love to nature, and generally to our environment.
To the world, yeah.
Yes, of course.
Because I feel like women are also so connected with nature, you know,
Yes, yes,
and
absolutely.
stereotypically at least.
Because women are nature, or women are nature, and
Yeah,
nature
yeah,
are women. So that's
yeah,
why we're so connected. And um, when you realize this deeply inside, you don't want, firstly, you don't want to harm nature a lot.
yeah,
You want to less harm yourself, and you want
yeah,
to less harm nature. Not because this is trend,
yeah,
sustainability,
yeah,
and the brand saying, "Oh, it's trend, you should buy it." No, because you realize this like your inner power, feminine
yeah,
power, because you are connected. That's why I express it when I realize it. I start to express it through clothing and pull all these senses, this my energy, love to nature, love to this, the woman,
yeah,
to our world, yes. And for me, clothing, yes, when a woman wear my clothing, for me, she is wearing exactly this freedom, lightness, and she express her authenticity.
yeah.
Uh, yes,
I agree, and it's actually very interesting. Um, the two things you mentioned, if we're just coming back to sustainability, actually, there is like a slogan that sustainable fashion is an issue or is a feminism issue because um, majority of garment workers around the world are women, and majority of the garment workers around the world are drastically, dramatically underpaid. They work in very bad, very dangerous conditions often. They're not guaranteed any kind of security. Yes, authenticity and simplicity. And actually, my initial slogan, Stylist Green, well, not initial, I still say it, uncover your authentic style, because then everything will forever make sense in terms of shopping, and you will just stop wondering, oh, does this trend suit me or not. So going to this topic, thank you to Ronnie Scully for posting that. Yeah, forced labor situation. If in mass market forced labor, there are many horrible practices that if you're pregnant and your boss in the factory gets to know about it, they will just make their life harder until they resign. So it's just truly a very, very dark side of fashion. And that's why I think, especially as you said, especially as a woman, it's so important to support the right brands and the right practices, because it's one of us. And that's why, one of the worst things is like when some big brand, public makes this like t-shirts of like girl power, or like, yeah, if you would be supporting feminism, you would be paying your workers. So shush. um,
yeah.
but speaking of authenticity, when like I was just sitting on my couch and doing some other work, and I'm like, oh, I need to get ready for this live, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? And I was like, it's only my face that's visible. So I just went and I put on my favorite necklace that my mom gave to me, and it just kind of, it matches a lot to me, but also just a very beautiful design. And then I came and I found those earrings. Didn't wear them in a few months, by the way, but I took them. I'm traveling right now, so I took them with me, and it immediately just puts me in the right mindset that I'm kind of more ready. Just a few accessories always make a very big difference in your outfit. And actually, just the two clients right now, like, yeah, Polina, can you help me with like accessories? I don't know how to accessorize, and it's accessories and details are essentially a key to having an outfit instead of just a bunch of clothes. Um, but also why I make a point about the earrings, because um, their design, it is it is the manifestation of my authentic style, and only by looking at those earrings you can already learn a lot about me. I'm Pisces. I love ocean, and I love astrology. So anything related to ocean and water is very much me. And this is a wave.
Mm-hmm.
waves. Specifically, that symbol is just very close to my heart. Of, as you were saying, like, you know, nature and ever changing element, and just there's so much power in the ocean, but also so much stillness in there. You know, the shapes, round shapes. I Everything in my face is also quite soft, so I rarely wear something rigid and you know, square or triangles. It's just not my
Mm-hmm.
shapes. I know
Mm-hmm.
that. So my earrings are round. You know, they're not small, because again, I rarely wear something very tiny. Like just this one earring, well, this pair of earrings, I can talk about 10 minutes how they represent a lot of things that are important to me as a personality, but it's just earrings, right? But no,
Right.
you can talk through even tiniest details. You can tell a story, you can form an understanding, because if you will look at this earring, silly example, but you will already, like, you will probably figure out that I'm, you know, more feminine, that I like something a bit more creative and unusual, as compared to, for example, I would be wearing little diamond studs, or maybe I would be wearing some very geometrical, you know, those like beautiful like square earrings with some, you know, they're a variety, and these little details, or maybe not wearing earrings at all, and my ears are not pierced. That also tells me something about you. So all these little details, they tell a story, and they will be telling a story whether you want it or not. So it's much better to take the narration into your own hands and decide what is the story that you're telling to the world. Yeah, so was about authenticity.
Yes, yes, that's great. Yes, just want to say about story, exactly what story we tell to the world, and if to take what I focus at my work, yes, I focus what emotional state it's bring me, how I feel, and whether it's making me more happy, and whether I take pleasure and enjoy. Because if you enjoy and take pleasure for it, that you translate to the world, you know, good. I mean, happiness, and then
Yeah,
world they reply you back, and then your life is changing,
yeah, yeah,
changing how you want, in the way
yeah.
you
I
want.
completely agree. And it's not like, it's not you know, oh, like spiritual weird stuff. No, it's very much, you can see, anyone can see it very easy. For women specifically, when we put on heels, our posture changes, the way we walk changes, the way we behave changes, and if the way we behave changes, then the results of whatever we're doing will change as well. It doesn't need to be heels. Let's just say another stereotypical example, a suit. When you put on a suit, a man or a woman, doesn't matter, it changes the way you sit. You can't just now, you know, do this. It changes the way you sit. It changes the way people again see you and perceive you. And it is very physical manifestations of how clothes can change the way you act, and the way you act changes the results you reap in life. So it's not you know, spiritual kind of stuff. Oh, send the love out and the love will return, which is also true. But no, it's very factual and tangible thing that you can see in a person. Like, you know, that's why people love all these like before and after transformations, you know, styling shows, because you can see a person stands differently. There's a different spark in the eye. So it's all very much, it's all very much real, and it's
Spark
kind
in
of
the
like,
eyes, yes, I like how you said, yes, it's this describing, yes.
yeah. And can you just sort of coming back to your brand a little bit, and you know, coming back to what I was also saying, you know, finding what fits me and knowing how to buy better and smarter. I think your brand takes it to a new height that I'll definitely know how an item from Lily Wear Bloom will fit me because it's made to order. Can you just share a little bit more? How does that work? Like how long it takes to produce a garment?
Yes, sure.
It's very interesting.
Yes. When I started to create the clothing, I understood that it should be natural. At this stage of life, I would like that it would be like fully natural because I like this, because my body likes this, and I think it's good for from all sides. And then second question, I wanted because that it should fit the person. For example, as also I have online, yes, online right now presence, and sometimes I doing people who live because I currently I'm based in Ukraine. I produce in Ukraine, but for example, people they live in the United States or Hong Kong or somewhere else. And I had a question, okay, but if they're not fitted, then they need to send me back, etc. It's not comfortable at all. No, it's not good. That's why I decided that would be perfect if it fitted. A perfect fitted, it's individual approach. So I need to take measurements, clients' measurements, and if those measures, yes, individual measures, they are correct, they are right, that it's not a problem, then it will be fitted.
And how
correctly.
long the process takes usually?
Usually it's 7.
I stopped hearing you. Okay, yeah, I can hear you again.
7-10 days.
Okay. And actually, this is very interesting because, you know, it comes back again to mindful shopping. A while ago, I did like a guide, a video guide on how to avoid impulse purchases. Like, you know, you go to a shop, you see a thing, you buy it, and you never wear it. And I also did a guide about like how to shop, how to make the most out of the sales, you know, online sales, Black Fridays and all of these offers. And the key there is to, you know, create a list, create a parameters of the item that you need. Like, for example, I need a dress. Okay, but what kind of dress? Define the length, define the purpose, maybe even specific colors or specific parts of the design that you do or do not want for sure. And then, you know, go online or to the store and filter it out by these characteristics. And another one, I am definitely an impulse shopper. I love a pretty thing. I buy it. And luckily, more often than not, I wear it because I have occasions to wear them. But, you know, I know that I can't buy everything that I love online. So I like this approach as well with your brand because, okay, I see a dress from you, for example. I'm like, oh, so pretty, I want it. But then just the entire process calls for a more mindful decision of like, oh, okay, do I really want that dress? Do I know what I'm going to be wearing it with? Will I, you know, does it fit my lifestyle? Because, for example, like this beautiful dress that you have with the embroidery, like, you know, you probably can't wear it to the office, to a tradition. Like, does it fit my lifestyle? So it just calls for a little bit of like, oh, okay, let me actually think, because it's not like you go to the cashier and check it out. So that just, again, additionally calls for a more mindful shopping. And if a person decides to buy from you, then it's 99.9% guaranteed that they will actually wear it because they had time to think about it, because no one will go into this process just like, oh, it's so pretty, I want to buy. Like, no. They will start this process only if they're sure that they will wear it, which I love, because then it's also important for you that you know that your clothes are being loved and worn.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely, because I like this concept for myself, because honestly I want to have mindful customers. and I want to have customers they love, and they choose because they love this model, they love the dress, and they are ready to wait while I produce this for them, and then they receive it. And I think it's interesting, because maybe I understand that many people they're not ready for this. Just because but who already ready, they understand, they realize what is this, why is that, and what they get in the end. And it's totally different if we go to mass market, go to shopping, yes, because their purpose is to commerce, yes,
some more
pure commerce, that they don't care who come to you, who you sell, no, if to be honest, right? They just put, and who come, who sell, it doesn't matter. And how they produce, we don't know. What the conditions, we also don't know. What energy, how the woman work, we also don't know.
Truly, honestly, like, again, I am, when I work with my clients, I never want to scare them or shame them into anything. But to me personally, as a consumer, of course, I still buy clothes in H&M. I still buy clothes in Mango, yes. But the biggest change that helped me to switch my consumption pattern is when I started to learn about sustainable fashion and the realities of the fashion industry, what we've covered before, poor labor conditions. And just now when I'm in a store and I see a pretty t-shirt, and then I imagine a woman who produced this t-shirt, who is and I have just such a vivid picture of this probably very unfortunate individual woman or a man, doesn't matter, in a factory somewhere on the outskirts of Bangladesh or somewhere else, doesn't matter where, in the poor conditions, tired, overworked, and I just can't keep on buying the same senseless amount of clothes. She's just in my head. I see this woman in my head, and it really stops me. Again, of course, I keep on buying, and I don't share this association with my clients because I don't want to shame anyone into anything. But it's just my personal trigger, and it just doesn't bring me the same joy anymore knowing, the hashtag, like, who made my clothes. It will make me so much happier and content and at peace knowing exactly who made my clothes, that it was produced in happiness, for a fair salary, that it was, produced in a humanly environment by a content, well-paid individual. So it really makes a big difference to me now.
Absolutely. Already time. I would love to talk more and more and more.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like it's a beautiful stepping point.
I think we just, it was like как сказать, разогрев in English.
It was a warm-up. We were
like
up.
It was warm-up, and now we want to talk more. But yes, it's already time. It's I'm not sure from what time it's already not saving. I think better to finish it now, and maybe, I don't know, maybe sometime better we will have another time if we want to discuss maybe some other questions.
Because we barely covered very half of the topics we mentioned. But yes, absolutely, would love to. And looking forward for, hopefully the video was saved.
Yes, thank you so much for accepting my invitation to you to discuss these topics. It was very interesting. And thank you to those who joined us as well, who watched.
Thank you very much.
You got some insights and you learned something. Maybe it will be useful for you.
Yes, hopefully so. Thank you very much, Alina, and thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you so much, Polina. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.
You too.
Bye. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Ronnie. Take care too.